Hey up everybody, my name is Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Now, quantity and quality, they are two different sides of an artistic philosophy. You see some people out there that will spend years and years and years and years trying to make the perfect thing, and then you'll see other people that just crank out a load of garbage, right? Now, personally, I fall more on the cranking out a load of garbage side of things, right? I'm not someone who likes to sit down and focus on something for ages and ages and ages, like, say, Stanley Kubrick. He had a whole thing of like, make sure that if you're going to pick a film, be confident with it because you're going to stay with that film for years and years and years. He spent like about 10 years doing Platoon. He spent another 10 years doing Eyes Wide Shut. He spent about 6 years doing Clockwork Orange and all these different things. He spent a long time on his films, right? And, you know, that worked for him. But that kind of thing doesn't work for me. I've tried it and it just doesn't work for me. And, you know, it's not about, you know, come over to the quantity over quality side and join me in this idea of cranking out a load of garbage, because I think there's enough garbage out there, right? And by the same token, I'm not saying perfect everything, right? Because there's already so much garbage out there that you better make really, really good stuff. What I would say is pick the way that works for you. Try a bit of both, see what works for you, what works and what doesn't, right? Because for you, maybe cranking out a load of garbage feels the same as trying to spend ages and ages and ages on one project does for me, right? I'm a big advocate of quantity over quality, but that's not to say I want to force other people, try and like coerce other people to doing it the way that I do it, right? I'll encourage you to give it a go, and if it works for you, then you don't need any more encouragement because you'll be encouraging yourself to do it, right? So if you try it and you don't like it, then don't do it anymore, right? But I personally really, really enjoy making lots of stuff rather than making little stuff. Because my take on it is that the more stuff you make, the more likely you are to make something good, just from the nature of the repetition of doing it. Because the more you do something, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the faster and more efficient you are at doing it. And the faster and more efficient you are at doing it, the more of it you can do. And the more of it you can do, the better you get at it. Right? Does that make sense? I mean, I've made something like about 350 of these videos by this point, right? I've covered so many topics. I've covered so many topics multiple times, right? And I've covered things from different angles. And I go back down my YouTube channel, I see videos that I genuinely have no recollection of ever making. Probably with points inside those videos that I don't even agree with anymore, right? But I'm glad that those videos exist. I'm glad that I went out and bothered to make those things, because for every one of those videos that I think is probably going to be a load of garbage, there's going to be another one that's going to be fantastic. And it doesn't matter what the ratio is there, because at the end of the day, even the ratio is 100 to 1, that means there's still going to be a few good videos, right? What's key here is that you're trying things. And it's not just like there's good and there's bad. There's 100 bad videos and one good video. There'd be 10 bad videos, 30 mediocre ones, ones that are okay, but they have some flaws. Ones that are actually quite good, but they've got that one bit in them that drags them down. You know, that kind of thing. There's so many different variations of quality out there, right? They can't just be shown on a basic graph. We can't objectify what a good and bad film is, no matter what Anthony Fantano or fucking IMDb or Letterboxd try to convince you, right? There's no, actually, Anthony Fantano doesn't do that. It's more just his opinion on it. But you know what I mean? Like Letterboxd and like Rotten Tomatoes and shit. They're all like, oh, this film's 73%. This film's 6.9 fucking on IMDb or whatever. This is 3 stars on Letterboxd. So that means it's worse than this film. It's 3.5 stars. It's like, hang on. They're different genres of film trying to do different things in different styles. How is that film better than that one? How can they be compared in that way? All they can be compared on is which one did you enjoy more in a vague sense, because I probably enjoyed Paul Blart Mall Cop more than Schindler's List, because I didn't enjoy watching Schindler's List. It was a deeply impactful fucking movie that really got on my soul, right? But Paul Blart Mall Cop is just a load of garbage that you can just watch with your mind shut off. So it's like, not, you know, not having to put much mental focus in. So I probably technically enjoyed that more. That doesn't mean I think it's a better movie, right? Does that make sense? So with quantity over quality, I feel like as long as you're making stuff that you enjoy making and you don't mind whether you make something good or bad, then you're doing nothing wrong, right? I film so many of these videos, right? And so many of them come out shite, right? In my opinion. But it doesn't matter, because what matters is the more that you do something, the more likely you are to make good stuff. And I feel like as time has gone on, I started making less videos, and my percentage of the videos that I was making that were good actually went up. because I started to be able to hone in on my skills. And because the longer I do something, the more I develop those skills. The more I develop those skills, the better I get at them. And the better I get at them, the more efficiently I can make those things. And the more efficiently I can make those things, the more stuff I can make in the same amount of time. The more stuff I can make in the same amount of time, the more good stuff I can make, and the cycle just kind of goes on and on and on until it kind of reaches just a time maxima, right? Because there's only so many hours in a day. And so I think that it's worth giving it a go. You know, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, for instance, they're one of my favourite bands, and they shit out 2 albums every year, right? And you know what? I think Butterfly 3000 is a load of garbage, right? But I think LW is quite good. Both came out in the same year. I don't really like Infest a Rat's Nest that much, but I do like Fishing for Fishies, right? I'm not a big fan of Sketches of Brunswick East, but I do like the album before and after it, Murder of the Universe and Polygon Wonderland. Those are both fantastic albums that sandwich this one kind of mediocre album. And you know what, Sketches of Brunswick East, whenever I go back to it, it's actually all right. It's decent, you know? There's just a few songs on it that I don't like Countdown. Like Countdown just kind of, it's that sort of 2010s hippie, hipstery type fucking druggy thing that I just don't like, right? And you know, that's fine, but it's fine that they made it, because if they hadn't made it, they wouldn't have just made a good song instead if they took more time. I hear a common criticism of them, which is I really would like them to not release an album for like 3 years and just focus on one really good one, you know? I bet if they did that, I bet if they did do that and just spent 3 years working on that one album wouldn't be significantly better or even better whatsoever than the stuff that they're currently putting out. I think it would be exactly the same. And one day I would like for them to do that, just to prove me right, because I do think that they would prove me right. I don't think it would be significantly better or even better in the slightest, right? Because, like, look at Tool, for instance. They spent 13 years to release Fear Inoculum. And look, Pneuma's good, Seven Empist is all right, or however you say it. But you know what? As a live act, they're just kind of going downhill. I saw their Black Sabbath thing on YouTube, and I just thought, it's not that good, right? So, yeah, what's important, I think, is that you enjoy making the things that you make, because you'll only be able to engage with the quantity over quality side of this if you truly enjoy the thing that you make, right? Because if you don't want to be making stuff, then you're not gonna make loads of it. You're gonna make the bare minimum, right? And so it's very important to enjoy what you do. And if you enjoy what you do and other people can see that you enjoy what you do, that's gonna make what you do better, right? No one, like, I feel like, you know, when I listen to an album that I really like, I like to think that they enjoyed making it, you know? I don't want to think that they fucking hated every second of it, you know? So that's kind of my takeaway on it. I feel like you should make a lot of stuff, you should try it, give it a go, see if it works for you, and if it doesn't work for you, then you don't have to keep doing it. You don't have to keep doing the same thing, right? Because, you know, you've got many experiments left in the pot to try. You've got so many things left that you can give a shot at. And you know what? With quantity and quality, what's important is that you choose what's right for you and not what other people think you should do, right? So that's kind of it from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel like I pump out a load of garbage, right? And if you do, what makes you think that if I made less videos that the quality would overall improve? Because I went from doing 2 videos a day to making 1 video every 2 days. And realistically, I don't think the videos got 4 times better, right? Maybe they got a little bit better, but I think that's not because I made less videos. I think that's because I've been doing this for a longer period of time, and I figured out the formula, and I figure out what I'm good at, what topics I cover well and what ones I don't, right? And I've gained more confidence as I've, you know, done this for something like 100 hours at this point, just straight. So that's a long time for anyone to talk. And that's why my voice is quite hoarse. And yeah, I don't know, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of that? Answer that question that I just put out there. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in general, and I'll see you all later, because you're all good creators. You're all gonna get some good stuff done one of these days. Or hell, you've probably already done something good, something worthwhile. And I'd love to see it. Leave a link to if you've given an attempt at this quantity and quality thing. What was your experiment into quantity? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.